Hello YouTube, welcome again, and thank you for watching my video. My name is Jarrell Aiden Mercurio, and today on our Amped Up Superheroes, we're going to be discussing Batman. Now, Gotham had its time and place, but fiction and fairy tales are only second nature to when we get to reality. Gotham is obviously Detroit, so make it fucking Detroit. Well, it makes sense that it's in Wayne County. And the whole Wayne Enterprises being some sort of military weapons, products, or whatever it does. No. Make it what it really is. Michigan's central bank. And we find out that Michigan used to be a lot better place than Detroit was until the Waynes came in. Then we started having to pay enormous interest rates, lost a lot of jobs, businesses went under, yada yada. Then we wonder why the Waynes got killed. Now, the only real Batman that ever played Batman was Michael Keaton. You know, looked like a white guy, mind you, but the thing with Batman that's usually characteristic is he's usually pretty dark around the eyes. Well, this lets you know that he's a Jew banker. You know, come on. I mean, not so much as to be the Penguin. Gee, I wonder what he is, but I don't like Penguin. He's lame. But it's kind of funny. Two things are really funny about Batman. One, he doesn't become Batman until after he finds the Batcave. And number two, Wayne Manor just happens to be right next to it. Well, the way I see it, you know, when Lucifer fell from heaven and he landed, this was the place where he landed. You go far enough deep into the Batcave and eventually you'll come across a pagan pyramid temple on top. You know, where Batman discovers his evil alien Kryptonian technology. And his whole bat suit should be a black suit Spider-Man symbiote suit like I recommended for Superman also. Makes sense that it should all follow through. And the whole thing about Batman, I say, in the Batcave, he discovers the bat symbol on the wall. And that's why he takes it. But at some point during the process, and it's revealed that it's nothing more than the shadow of the Red Dragon. Now we have Batman's unholy trinity. Well, it's unholy to begin with, but whatever. An equilateral triangle has 360-degree angles, so you got 666. Batman, Batman. Robin or Batboy, Batboy, and Batgirl, Batgal, Batgal. Therefore, making the unholy trinity on his part. Now, I think that it would be badass if they had some kind of evil Kryptonian Stargate in the Batcave somewhere that would just rock on, and put a flux capacitor in the Batmobile. So couple those two technologies up and nobody would ever realize where the fuck he's going from or coming. Because in every other movie or TV show, nobody ever fucking puts two and two together that he's coming out of and going straight back to the same direction. And gee, that's the only place out there is Wayne Manor. Oh, it couldn't be him. The fuck? Get out of here with that bullshit. So hit 88 miles per hour. He ends up in Detroit. 88 miles per hour on the way back. You know, when he turns it on, obviously, because he has to go faster than that in some circumstances. And boom, he's back at the Batcave. Couple that with the, with the time travel aspect, and he barely even move through time. So, he'd leave and come back almost instantaneously. So that, what are you talking about? I can't be Batman. He's out there fighting shit. I'm over here. So that helped cloak him, because otherwise you get the whole, gee, I never see you around when Batman's around. And that whole, oh, I don't use guns because I'm a pussy. I don't kill nobody like communist Superman doesn't, because he's fucking part of the problem. He's just putting people through the system to generate more revenue for the national debt and his fucking central bank. That's all he's doing. Otherwise he'd be out there snapping necks. He's not a good guy. He would be the baddest bad guy, though. He'd be the sweetest, though, and that's the way he should be played. But just like with the Superman thing, I neglected to mention, I can't figure out how to add it on after I've stopped, but they should have Kryptonian lightsabers. So I mean, when they're like when Superman's fighting and shit, use a lightsaber made out of kryptonite, sealed off so it doesn't hurt him, but blast through another Kryptonian's arm or something to lop it right off. That means he's down to kill. And make it so when it's not being used, it's a handheld computer that generates a hologram so you can mess with icons and stuff like that. I think that came from a movie called The First 10,000 or something. It was badass sweet. And have Superman be where he's like a Super Saiyan, That way, normally as Clark Kent, he's like a normal looking guy, but then, he goes Super Saiyan, becomes Schwarzenegger-like, make a big difference between looks between Clark Kent and Superman, especially with his hair turns blazing blonde, his forehead gets thick, and his eyes turn blue, big, thick muscles. It'd be like, well, you kind of look like him, but, they wouldn't be able to put two and two together. But that's digressing. I had to add that on. It was bothering me. I didn't get that in the Superman clip. But as far as it goes with Batman, the reason why he's got Commissioner Gordon in his pocket is because he's got the mayor in his pocket. The central Detroit owes the central bank, so the central bank dictates the laws, takes bits and pieces of of Detroit and of the surrounding areas, maybe even all the way through Michigan, because he's such an asshole. And that whole thing about the bat signal, the shadow of the red dragon on a full moon, goes back to Passover when the Savior was crucified, during a full moon. So right there, that's something else going on. And I tell you, werewolves have a head leader. Vampires have a head leader, Dracula. So the thing is, I think, but we're so used to his superpowers and stuff like that. Well, I'm thinking, have him, the son of the dragon, Dracula actually means son of the dragon, comes back to the originally as Cain because he was the son of Satan. Well, then later on, he was more solidified in his personification as Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Impaler. Well, have a little bit of reincarnation go through and have his spirit or whatever be that of Bruce Wayne. So have him be like the new Dracula, just without the superpowers. That way he could be a real douchebag, but not suck, because a lot of times they make the vampire stuff suck a lot. Could actually find it where somewhere maybe Wayne Manor was Vlad Tepes' old castle and they had it rebuilt over here or something. I don't know. But either in the Wayne Manor or the Batcave could actually find Dracula's old body. So they take the stake out, the dust resolidifies, becomes Dracula. Batman or Bruce Wayne falls over, his spirit goes back into that body, whips around for a bit. He maybe dusts himself at the end, goes back into his casket, dusts himself. Spirit goes back into Bruce Wayne, he pops back up. That's an idea to play with. I'm not too solid on that yet, but I think that it could work. And have it be where in that temple in the Batcave, have like a statue of Zeus on a crucifix, so we could be like, oh shit, that's where it came from. It was there from the beginning, and eventually it came to be where he was replaced or whatever. So yeah, we can actually say that Bruce Wayne is a Roman Catholic. And have it where the Batmobile, that sweet ass technology, came from there, the Batcave. The evil Kryptonian technology, and it becomes, the bat, like that toy, that sweet ass toy, the Bat Missile, the Bat Car, and the Bat Jet were all in one. Something along those lines with the shields, of course. That was always tight. Now with both Superman with the red dragon on his chest, Commie Superman and Batman, the Shadow of the Red Dragon. You could actually tie them in a little bit better than Detroit with Batman, specifically to Redford, specifically to the Rouge River. Rivers are seen as serpents, and Rouge is red, so therefore the Rouge River is a red serpent, aka Red Dragon. That's why it's such a nasty piece of shit river. Ugh. Maybe have it where Wayne Enterprises had, or his central bank had something to do with polluting it or whatever. And instead of calling it Wayne Enterprises or Wayne Bank or whatever you want to do, call it Wayne Worldwide, WWW or 666. And like every other bank and banker, international bank, Jew bankers or whatever, because he's a banker with the central bank in Detroit, make it so that he also owns the media, newspapers and radio and stuff, and he's putting in subliminal messages to control the masses, poisoning the people, spreading equality and shit amongst the different peoples, opening up the borders to immigrants and foreigners that shouldn't be here. You know, just make him responsible for all the fucking bullshit and make him a real douchebag. But, covered up with a nice glaze to make him look like a good guy, when in fact he's nothing but a commie douchebag. And of course, because Detroit and the central bank of Wayne Bank isn't run off the gold standard anymore, we're running off the debt standard, which is basically debt equals sin. So our economy is a sin-based economy, just making him gloat even more. And just like how the Israelis are trying to wipe the Israelites off the face of the earth, well, have him, Batman, trying to wipe all the Kryptonians off the face of the earth. The ancient ones, starting from Adam. You know, and it'd be sweet as fuck to see like the tablets of Moses written in Kryptonian and shit and that kind of stuff, but whatever. Now, Wolverine seems like a samurai to me. So Batman would make an excellent ninja counterpart for that. Make Bruce Wayne into one of the Lost Boys. Basically. Lost or Loss, as in Los Angeles. Loss meaning League of Shadows. And obviously he's dishonorable, so he falls from samurai, if he ever made it, to just straight up Dark Knight, the head of all the ninja or whatnot. And of course Batman wouldn't want to stop the League from destroying Detroit, because he's a douchebag and his system works just fine for him. But sometimes you just got to start over from scratch. Well, that's about all we got for this time around. Hopefully you liked and you enjoyed yourself, maybe even learned a little something. If you have any suggestions on things I might have missed, overlooked, have some ideas on your own, please comment. Feel free to share your favorite video onto your page, and spread some around on your friends' pages as well, directing them here. Subscribe, of course, and if you can, leave some comments or suggestions for future shows. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.